Previously, in Doraken. The Sky Nomad hovered above the abandoned High Point Keep, as the Hounds of War had a brief conversation with the vampiric Dogro Sternheart, the same blackguard that they had killed back in Mabelkin. But before a fight or negotiation could be properly arranged, the missing Gravekeeper and Lich, Ezekiel, appeared out of nowhere. However, it turned out that the Lich was merely a puppet used to conduct the voice of Seeker, the very man that the Hounds of War had arranged to meet at the keep. Seeker revealed that he had taken an interest in the Hounds of War, and after they had proved to him that his former student Calabright was alive and well, offered to form an alliance with them. The main purpose of the alliance was that while Seeker would provide useful information, the Hounds of War would allow him access to the tower within Toothspire, something which the group ultimately agreed upon. Seeker revealed that he suspected that the sudden aggression of the Doraken army were all orchestrated by the Witch Queen, stating that while there were many stories regarding her defeat, none entailed her death. He also told them that a gang in Montreal had caused sudden problems, and that this particular gang was led by a man named Iago, the very same man that Ias and Aurora had killed before joining the Hounds of War. Naris, meanwhile, was told that she should seek out the Burning Maze, as the cult was most likely involved with the corruption within Caligrove, her homestead, and in order to accomplish this, she should find a man named Dalagas Thorn within Runedale. Finally, in order to prove his good faith, Seeker had the Lich destroy Dogrel and the airship he was on by unleashing a barrage of meteors from the sky. The Lich then parted ways with the Hounds of War, leaving them to ponder how this would affect their future. During their travels home, Aurora had a dream wherein she talked to Vesh, who donned various forms of people Aurora knew from her past. Together they talked about the purpose of the gods, as well as the people that were important to Aurora. Back in the Empire, the Hounds of War came to the conclusion that it was finally time for them to get directly involved in the war effort. They ultimately decided to teleport from the Empire to the port town of Yotelheim, and from there sail to the town of Delta Bay, which had recently fallen to the Doraken army led by Duke Blark the Primal. However, before they took off, Ias once more summoned the demonic Balgura Escol, and finally learned its true name, Krios. After another shopping spree, the party teleported from the circle of paths within the capital to the outskirts of Yotelheim. Here they were approached by an agent of the Seraphin Cabal, the tall red-haired jotun named Arngrim, who invited the Hounds of War to a meal at his house. And essentially, despite that it's mid-spring during this time, you see a thick layer of snow covering your surroundings, and there's this strong chilly winds that sweep past you. And for those of you not properly prepared for this cold climate, it feels like knives of ice cutting into your flesh. From the northeast, you hear a constant drone of the nearby ocean and cries of seagulls.
Where are we now, sir?
You are in Yotelheim, which is down here. Alright, and you're planning to sail through Everflow Sea over to Delta Bay.
Alright, thanks.
Now, I haven't necessarily bought like kind of winter clothes, but my tiefling heritage is that of ice devils.
True.
So am I fine?
Yeah, I would say you can.
Am I safe?
Yeah, it won't have any penalty to you.
Oh, okay, cool. It's a bit cold, but I guess fine.
What were we? Yeah, quite seagulls. And as you look towards town, you should notice that you are several hundred feet above the sea level, if not more, maybe even a mile.
Oh shit.
The town of Yotelheim seems to consist primarily of wooden buildings. The exterior walls are fairly low, especially considering the height of the Jotuns living there. But to compensate, these buildings have these tall, long roofs, giving almost like a triangle shape from the front. The majority of the gables are decorated with runes and animal motifs, particularly bears, wolves, eagles, fish, and sharks. Giving this...
Would it be, I mean, if we imagine kind of like fantasy Viking homes?
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
I'm imagining Rohan.
Yeah,
Like in the snow.
But Rohan is also inspired by the Scandinavian people.
Rohan crosses with Ice Age, the movie.
Yeah. And also given the fact that the Jotuns are these tall, actually half giants, essentially, with these two long horns. Again, it's fairly inspired by Vikings.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to call you out. I just wanted to make sure my image was
yeah,
good.
exactly.
But how, like, just of what we know of Yotelheim, is it all Jotuns? Is it a mix of Jotuns and
Roll a
humans?
history check.
Can I do that as well? Because it's right next door to my home.
Yeah. I would say you can have advantage on the roll, and you can just roll an average.
Ha! 20.
Damn.
That would be history, you say?
Yeah.
19.
19. Yep, you both know there is also a settlement nearby, which you can also see on a map, of Dafelans. These essentially killer whale humanoids.
Oh, yeah. We met one of those.
So they look like ordinary people in the sense that they're just the body shape, but the feet are these long, like swimming feet, giving them a bit awkward movement on land, but great swimming speed.
Is that humans crossed with like walruses?
Orcas, essentially. Again, imagine that they have these black skin with white spots.
What did you call them?
Dafelans. B-A-R-F.
They're killer whale people.
Essentially, Arngrim remains silent as he leads the way to his home. On your arrival, you see that his home is this wooden building, but unlike the others, it's actually painted blue. Yeah.
So just follow up. So what is the mix of humans to Jotuns in Yotelheim?
Well, I would say there's probably a
Is it
ratio
majority
of 9 to 1, essentially.
So 9
Jotuns to 1.
So it is definitely majority Jotuns. Okay. And how tall are Jotuns?
Jotuns average around 7 to 8 feet tall.
That's tall.
Yeah,
wouldn't you be as tall? Well,
again, essentially they're just as tall as Goliaths, who are also said to be some sort of half-giant race.
That makes sense.
I would say that the gnome and the halfling agree that that's tall.
Yeah.
Again, in Doraken there's this, well, some say rumors, others stories and so forth, that the Goliaths are descendants of what are they called, stone giants, whereas the Jotuns are descendants of frost giants.
Okay.
Whether or not this is actually true, nobody knows for sure.
I believe.
So what was the guy's name again?
Arngrim.
Alright, so that's his house.
Yeah, exactly. And sitting to the side of the house, there's what appears to be a female human who's in the midst of mending a fishnet between two that is hanging on two poles.
Arngrim, I certainly
Sorry.
appreciate the hospitality very much, but what is your role here in the Yotelheim?
In Yotelheim, I own a shop.
Okay, so you're just happening by the place where we showed up.
No, I was informed by Lord Fischer.
Yeah, no, he is our contact here, isn't it? Just random.
Cool, just want to be sure.
Greetings, wife of mine. Hello, Arngrim. So these are our guests, I take it? That is true. Well, I'll prepare some food then. Greetings to meet you all. My name is Delilah Bjornsson, wife to my husband over there.
She's Delilah.
Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah.
Greetings. She's a blonde-haired woman with, again, her clothing is this typical Scandinavian Viking-esque clothing, but she's clearly not related to you.
Except through marriage.
Yeah, exactly. Says that.
Maybe her kids.
So,
no. Do you have more?
So she walks inside, starting to prepare food. You see the smoke starting to come up from the chimney. And Arngrim asks whether or not you want to join her inside, or if you have anything you want to do before starting dinner.
Ooh. No, I think we just get inside. Shouldn't we? It's cold out here.
Well,
Actually, I'm very curious what you have in your shop.
Oh no.
just general goods, you know.
Sort of equipment.
Yeah, adventuring equipment, food, whatever you need for day-to-day living.
Do we know the climate of...
Delta Bay?
Yeah.
Again, you know it is essentially a town located between the delta and marshlands, so it would be this kind of, well, what we call moist
Marshes?
Yeah, sort of.
Swamplands?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
I believe the swamps are called, what was it then? The actual swamps.
Right. Okay, and then we'll just go to the. We'll just go to the food.
Yeah.
To the meal.
And again, you start to have dinner and briefly introduce one another, so
Yeah.
you get to first name basis. essentially.
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of get to know a little more about like the local area we're in. So,
Certainly.
I want to ask Arngrim's wife.
Yeah?
Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in Yotelheim, huh?
Oh, what it does to me. Well, I must admit, in the beginning I had to adapt a bit to the colder climate than what I'm used to, but
Where are you from?
below the sea.
Below the sea.
That's true. Yeah.
Is that 1,000 miles away?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, does all this require that you're familiar with the song Hey There, Delilah? Because I have no idea what's happening.
Same. No. I actually met Arngrim in his youth. There was a storm where he was thrown overboard. Well, I saved him, and then one thing led to another, and now I am Mrs. Johnson.
Ah! Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Love is a strange and beautiful thing.
Just true. So, if you don't mind me asking, what's your plan for traveling to Delta Bay?
Oh yeah.
That's. I don't want to seem rude. We appreciate the hospitality, but this is one of the situations where the less you know, the better it is for you in the long run.
You are working for the Seraphin Cabal, yes?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
But again,
No,
I mean,
And I also have a ship prepared if you need it.
thank you, first of all. But it's just, we don't know, if you're cleared for that information. We haven't really been told who sort of, like, if it's over your pay grade or, I don't know what level of security clearance you have. Don't know how it works. But
Are
just
you familiar with the area?
I've traveled a bit back and forth, yes.
What can you tell us about Delta Bay?
Well, it's located near a swamp. There's a large delta that, hence its name. Otherwise, it's a fairly small town, considering its sheer size. It's been a while since I last been there. Yeah.
I just need to double check. We're going. Like, Delta Bay is not our actual destination, right?
It's your entrance to Gonwell, which is the war formation.
Okay. So is Delta Bay a part of Gonwell?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And Gonwell's the war-torn nation?
Yeah, war nation. Essentially, Caracas is here, the Hobgoblin nation.
No.
They have invaded Gonwell, which
Okay.
is this nation.
Yeah.
And Delta Bay is here, is the shortest distance between
Great.
Yotelheim and it's also the only one in proper habitat.
Okay. Has the war reached Delta Bay, as far as you know?
What I was told by Lord Tristan, it has fallen. There currently are some soldiers still stationed there, but the majority have moved up northwest in order to continue the invasion.
So active fighting has stopped, right?
Oh, what?
So active fighting has stopped?
That is true.
Okay.
Right now they are
Right, I
just
brought a red scarf last time.
preoccupied.
What are the conditions like at sea?
That is one of the main problems. Right now the Doraken Navy as well as the pirates they have hired are pretty much doing whatever they want.
What about the air?
The air itself I don't know much about.
I think what we were told back home was that the air would be worse, which is why we went in this way and didn't try to fly it.
Especially around Caracas, you don't know so much about regarding Gonwell as of yet.
What do you think, Aurora? I agree.
He just stuffs more food into mouth until
Jesus Christ, whoever that is. So yeah, just suffice to say that it's a reconnaissance mission to aid in the war effort.
Yeah.
To see a quick end to this war.
Indeed.
War. What is it good for?
Stuff, probably.
Resources, I guess.
Yeah, does this require knowledge of a song?
Absolutely nothing.
But,
I don't know. War
but still, my offer still
profiteering.
stands if you want to. I also have contact to the person that you were told to meet in Delta Bay, the Callan Fischer, I believe.
Right. Can you tell us anything about...
Callan is also a merchant and former Seraph and Cabal 18.
Oh, okay. Former.
Yes, he has retired. I
You
believe.
can just do that?
Well, the problem is I can't recall how old Halflings have become, but essentially Arngrim tells you that in terms of human years he's equivalent to about 60 to 70 years old.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I don't know what time it is now here. On this.
At this point, well, it's probably... You travel early morning as far as well, it's still there.
We usually do.
Yeah.
Arngrim, what is your plan for getting us to Delta Bay?
Along with my wife, our ship is pretty fast as well as can stay at hidden well. So we'll probably try to find either a clear entrance to the town or at least some way along the bay where we can drop you off.
Okay. I think that would be a good way to do it then.
Another thing we could do is try to find a straggler of either a pirate ship or Doraken vessel, take over the ship and then allow you easier access.
Well, we've done that before.
Yeah.
There's a mixed success.
My concern is that I do not want you to put you or your wife's lives in danger. I do understand that a war-torn neighbor is rarely a safe place to go. So,
If we don't stop the army, then at some point our lives will be in danger either way.
well,
True. Also, our lives would be at stake.
well, we can handle ourselves usually. I'm not to say that you can't, but I feel better about sending the Hounds of War into danger than I do sending
I don't.
strangers that way. Our names are literally the Hounds of War.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make that decision, did I?
You didn't make that decision to join, though.
That wasn't my choice. I would have called us the Hounds of Peace, if anything.
Neris, what do you think?
The best thing I know is probably to sail at night. Try to avoid getting seen. I'm worried if we...
Neris, Arngrim, how far is it from here to Delta Bay?
It will, with my vessel, it'll probably take 2 days.
Okay. Neris, how well do you communicate with underwater creatures?
how well do I communicate with underwater creatures? I mean, it's not Aquaman.
Again,
No, but like,
again,
do you have to speak with animals? Can you summon nature's
actually,
ally?
raise his hands. I can actually speak with aquatic life form if need be.
I'm not trying to say we would ride dolphins into Delta Bay.
Okay, good.
But what if we ride dolphins into Delta Bay?
I like it. Well,
It allows us to go more or less underwater. We just need some way to either hold our breath or breathe underwater for a short amount of time. Arngrim, you only need to take your ship within a quarter of a day's travel of Delta Bay, not even within sight of it.
In the ocean and
Drop us off in the ocean, we get a bunch of orcas or whatever. What about the... I don't mean to sound racist, but what about the orca people? Are they of any help?
Well, they are good swimmers, but still sailing a whole day would take the toll of most people.
it would to swim. The distance would be about a day's worth of swimming.
No, again, han sagde, igen, anden gang til 2 dage og sejle hen, og han siger, at halvanden dag.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm saying if we take the ship a day and a half journey toward Delta Bay,
right.
then the final half-day travel, or the distance, we recruit.
Well, will that not be the problem with all your equipment and armament?
Well,
Yes.
bags of holding. We have several bags of holding.
That's true.
Well,
I suppose.
we do have some. You have your mount, your Anastasia.
Yeah.
True, you could fly.
I can turn one person into a bird. I can turn myself into a bird. If we have any other means to fly.
Can people breathe in a bag of holding?
No, not for very long. We tried it.
Let's not go back there.
There's 10 minutes in breathable air and divided by number of creatures.
We tried.
One person in a bag of holding with a long straw at the end. Does that work?
No.
It shouldn't.
Why shouldn't? It's fucking magic. But I think if we perhaps look to some options like this so we can get in quieter without having to go in by the shipping, especially if the waterways are dangerous. Either underwater or in the air, and then at night.
Could we send out a smaller boat from the ship once we get closer and just magically
rowing boat
conceal ourselves?
Dara says, well, I do have access to a spell that will allow you to breathe underwater for a period of time.
Oh, okay.
How long is that period of time?
I'm just checking up for
2 minutes. It's called hold your breath.
I believe it's either 8 hours or 24 hours. I'm just double checking right now.
Because then all we need is making a deal with an orca or something like that.
Yeah, roaming into an orca. Yeah, classic.
If only we had some kind of person whose whole shtick was communicating with wildlife and nature.
Well, I mean, I can do it, but I mean, and I'm not really concerned about swimming. I can turn myself into a shark.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Can you drag someone if you turn into a shark?
Yeah.
it's a reef shark. I don't know if I would have the strength to actually drag.
Yeah,
Presumably, you'd also have the ability to turn yourself into something larger.
I have to have seen it first, I believe.
Well, we're going under the sea, so
Yeah, that's
if
true.
there's anywhere to see underlying creatures, surely it would be there.
Dara tells you that it's 24 hours. So you can allow people to breathe underwater.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so there's the three of us who are talking, and then our two mute.
Three.
Three mute, right?
Aurora, Blake, and
You guys are really hungry. All you're doing is eating the entire time.
she and Jason just sleeping.
Yeah.
So Alpha is just.
This is just cleaning up the mess.
There's the six of us, right?
Yeah.
I go in on Anastasia, and you turn yourself into a reef shark. How many people can you give the ability to breathe underwater?
Up to 10.
Okay, so we're fine on that account.
Oh, if you can drag the remaining 4 people
Are you flying in on Anastasia, or are you swimming on Anastasia?
flying in on Anastasia?
But then doesn't that defeat the whole point of us going in by sea?
No, because I'm only flying the last bit.
Right.
But this is why. I mean, why don't we just take a smaller boat and conceal ourselves with magical means?
I mean, that's true. But this whole shark, you can turn yourself into a shark, but you could also theoretically turn someone else into a shark. So if the 6 of us can all breathe underwater and 2 of us are sharks, wouldn't that be good enough? I mean, we have 24 hours. We're not in a hurry when we're down there. We can just if we you can just sort of
The remaining people can be carried or
swim themselves. Slowly swim. Help it, I know. Yeah. What can I do magically? God, I have so many abilities, but none of them are helpful. I can turn myself into a cloud.
The trouble is we have to be closer for this to work, because turning myself into a shark could last for 5 hours, not half a day.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the shark swims quicker than a sail rowboat.
Probably. But also, I think... one moment.
It would be probably like something like 50 feet.
Alright, I have the ability to fly. I always forget that.
Trouble is that the person I transform into a shark will only be a shark for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Because that's a very different...
The other problem that we run into is also that if we do sail 3/4 of the way, how do we know that they won't have ships there? Like, are they patrolling the coasts, or are they actually patrolling the entire body of water?
Okay. How about then? How big is your ship boat?
It can accommodate, I would say, with crew of probably 10 people.
Okay. If we can get our hands on a some kind of small fishing vessel, like you're saying, we describe ourselves as fishermen. We drift a little far from shore. We make we're making way back into Delta Bay. Then we sneak in as fishermen.
But isn't Delta Bay a part of the Hobgoblin Kingdom?
Well, it's under the...
It's been invaded by them.
It's invaded by them, yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's worth a shot. The old disguise ourselves as fisherman trick.
Only problem, I don't think you will find anyone that accommodate the Delta Bay design. Here in Yotelheim you use primarily longboats.
Alternatively, could we find a small boat and by some sort of illusion make it look like a wreck that's just drifting? And just, make it look like it was hit by pirates and just drift
What does our
on the
illusionist say?
shore?
What does our illusionist say?
I'm not an illusionist.
I thought you were an illusionist.
Maybe
Oh, sorry, delusionist.
but would it even be possible? That's what I'm.
I don't necessarily have anything that could do that at this time. But wouldn't you have access if you ask nature for help? Don't druids have like a whole thing about isn't there what's the one illusory terrain?
I believe that's a wizard/spark.
May I borrow the book? The book.
That's book.
Les books. Kara.
I mean, for the final 120 meters, I can definitely get us to shore fast. Tidal wave.
Oh. Actually, it's not a bad idea. What if we?
It's a bad idea.
No. What if we have, like, what if we take a ship and actually pretty much wreck it to the point where it's just barely seaworthy, right? We hide under deck, and you, Shark Boy, guide us there by pulling the ship, and then when we get close enough, you can either tidal wave us or just let us kind of slowly wash up on shore.
But then I have to
Do it with 5 hours travel.
I had to travel for 5 hours, the amount of distance that would take 2 days.
Or you just tidal wave us in the beginning so we get the direction going, and we just, conservation of momentum.
Sure. I don't know if that would work. I'm not very...
That wouldn't work either. Well, I mean, the ocean's pretty large, I think. I feel like that's something I've been told. I mean, couldn't we just, if we have a little boat, couldn't we just sail there and avoid other ships? And then, if we can't avoid other ships, we kill them?
I would be worried about tipping anyone off our presence before we arrive.
Sure, but I mean...
I think
we just leave no surprise.
I think we're best served if we can get into Delta Bay as quietly as possible or without anyone noticing us.
I feel like maybe as quietly as possible is a little boat. I mean, again, the ocean's large. They'd have to spot us.
This is true.
I don't know how heavy the patrolling around Caracas is.
Do you know? Well, how?
Well, I haven't been to Delta Bay since it was invaded, but I know that the Doraken shores have always been highly guarded, and I take it that they must have done very much to make sure that this can make no connection there.
How deep is the water between?
How deep do you want it to be, essentially?
Not very deep. I mean, of course, deep enough for ships, but is it deep enough that we could Pirates of the Caribbean our way in?
Walk?
Yeah.
In 24 hours?
Well, I would say it probably be doable from the delta itself, because it essentially slopes down. From the ocean, that probably be more difficult.
Also, let's not forget in the classic Imperial play, Pirates of the Caribbean, about a group of pirates and
In a place magical
carry beans.
Caribbean.
The curry beans.
Just curry beans.
In the high fantasy world of Caribbean.
The undead pirates don't have air in their bodies, so they can walk on the bottom of a...
But we're also covered in armor.
I don't think...
I'm pretty sure armor weighs more than I do.
If your armor weighed more than you do, you'd have trouble wearing it.
No, I have 21 strength.
Blake swirls around the immovable round like, well, I think I'm fine.
Right, but again, Yeah, Blake, that's a really good idea. But again, you'd activate the movable rod, and then you'd just be hanging there. You still have to walk.
No, wait, don't get this. He's gonna like do the.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, you could do that, but again, I don't think that will be quick, and I think it'll take more than 24 hours. So a really dull montage.
Okay, so the problem we are trying to solve, is it just that we don't want to use a ship at all, or is it getting to shore?
It's getting to shore.
Yes.
It's and I'm estimating about half or the equivalent of half a day's boat journey, which is.
But again, that's still assuming that they'll be patrolling just along the coastline. Like, what if we meet them earlier?
If we're walking underwater, it doesn't make a difference.
But we're not going to walk all the way. We're still going to be sailing 3/4 of the way. What if we meet them during that period of time?
We'll have to fight them like any other pirates.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, here's my idea. Mm-hmm. Okay, we get in a longboat. We dress ourselves as fishermen. Then we sail there. If we get caught, we'll play it up as much as we can. We'll be like, oh no, we got this boat, we took this boat, we found this boat on our own shores. But yeah, it's a Yotelheim boat, but we just use it to fish with. And maybe we'll be able to bullshit us out of it, probably we won't. But then we kind of we sort of fight them a little bit, and then as they start winning, we fall into the water dead, and we walk to shore.
Why don't we just dress as pirates then? Say we took the ship off them.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Would a pirate?
Oh, I guess that's true.
If we were pirates,
I guess if the Doraken army has hired all kinds of brigadiers and brigadoons and rogues and scoundrels rapscallions, thugs to guard their shores, I guess we could sneak in as under the guise of them, couldn't we? That's a good idea, Neris.
Okay. Worst case scenario, I can cast command on up to people who find us.
Yeah. And no, I mean, again, we'll be able to. If worst comes to worst, we'll be able to deal with them probably.
And you and Aurora can disguise yourselves very well. So can Blake. I can turn into an animal, just pretend to be a
power.
Yeah.
And I am like 3 accessories away from pirate captain already,
so we can very easily look.
I guess like scratches his head, like, what can I do again?
Chase, you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
And we like you, and you're important to us. I don't know.
I just smile on his face.
I hand Chase a mug. You're the drunk.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, that should work.
Okay.
That'll be fine. Mm-hmm. We need to go buy pirate clothes.
And then just create some rudimentary battle damage on a longship.
Yeah.
Just to make it look like we captured it.
Okay.
Very well. So you need a ship, then you don't want to ship?
We would like your ship, please. Thank you.
Very well.
You won't be getting it back.
Let's see that. Again, you'll need, either way, a crew.
Oh, that's true. Shit.
Aren't we a crew?
You won't be enough to sail it by yourself.
No.
But Arngrim tells you that.
Is there another ship we can get our hands on that's big enough for the 6 of us, 5 of us to sail?
Not someone that you could sail for 2 days to Death Bay.
No, I think
that would take a longer time.
I think it's cool. We pirate our way across. We drop off. The rest sail back home, and we'll figure ourselves out. We're in contact with the air nomad anyway.
All right.
Very well. Well, I think it's time to meet the rest of the crew. Okay, we won't tell them exactly the statement of this mission here. But you can trust them. I've sailed with them for a long time now.
Okay, cool.
And so after you have something to eat and can get the warmth in your body, and Arngrim and Delilah lend you some clothes so you don't freeze outside. He leads you to the sea later or water later. Essentially, it's because the town itself is so high above sea level, there's actually an elevator that allows you access to an underground or cave-in where a harbour is placed.
Oh.
Essentially, the elevator works through magic that essentially like water that where you're on a platform and then the water drains allowing you to get down.
That's like some kind of lock.
Yeah. And
It's called a lake.
I'm sorry.
In Scots.
No, not that kind of log.
and let's see. I just need to find.
I've already pirated myself up.
Yeah, cool. Otherwise, Arngrim will be more than happy to lend you some clothes from the store.
Well, you just had pirate clothes lying around?
Of course I do.
Why?
Because I brought my gown just in case. You never know.
He's laughing in the weekend.
I see.
Yeah, and Arngrim introduced you to the rest of the crew that will help you sail. One is another male jotun, Torvald Eriksson, who essentially works as the carpenter and first mate of the wave breaker, as the ship is known. He's a fairly large, muscular guy with these linear tribal runic tattoos, and bare-chested, long blonde beard and long hair. And then there's his sister, Greta Erodottia, who is missing an arm, so that has been replaced by a hook, and she essentially is the navigator of the ship. And finally you have Ornia, who's the ship's doctor and the chef, and she's the villain.
She's the villain?
No,
The villain? Oh.
Essentially the author.
Okay. Spoiler, she's a bad guy. Okay.
So who the crew you got there? Torvald says.
Yes, we be the crew.
I like the eye patch. Looks very nice.
Thank you. I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I use them both.
You say that too. Okay, still lift one up.
I'm wearing a hat.
Like a triangle hat?
A tricone or whatever it's called. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
I'm wearing the biggest hat with the biggest plume there is.
So wait, so you're the captain.
So you're wearing a jotun hat.
Yeah.
I just imagine Davry having this menu option that's just alternate outfits. The pirate.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take this away from you, because obviously if you want to play the captain, you can. But in case we need to bullshit our way through something, maybe it should be me. Not to say you're not terribly charismatic.
Or you probably
Here, or says, well, my brother is fairly talented at that.
Or I can be the first mate. Or the second or the third mate.
Turd. Yeah, alright.
I'm the turn maker, the poop deck.
And Arngrim tells you that you stock up some food and so forth, and probably equipment for the ship, so they will sail the next day. So you're free to do whatever you want to do in town before taking off.
I have Anastasia.
Yeah.
I tell her to kind of follow the ship as far as much as possible, and she loses sight of us to continue to Delta Bay. When we start sailing, I want her to follow the ship.
Oh, okay, and he tells you it will be the next day that you sail.
Yeah, and I know. I'm just telling her now. What
Okay, so you're in. So
she'll follow the ship. If she loses us at any point, I want her to go and land outside outside Delta Bay. Or I suppose she doesn't really get tired, does she?
No, not truly, because she's in a construct.
Yeah. Stay around Delta Bay, and I'll call her if she loses me.
Okay. You're not afraid she might be seen?
I'm assuming she flies very, very far up, so I'm just going to assume that she's a bird.
Yeah, okay. I guess that adds up.
So yeah, you're more than welcome to explore the town if you want to.
I'm just checking what I need to prepare for
Is there a magic dude?
No, there's no magic shop.
There's a tattoo parlor.
I want a tattoo.
Yeah, certainly. So you go to tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
Hildegard. Essentially, what you see is this female jotun with two horns where there's like these chains that is decorated on them. Her hair is essentially she has this undercut where she's completely bald to one side, where there's this intricate tattoo, and parted red hair, and you can see that she's like doing some design when you walk in and says, "Oh, hey, greetings, dear. What can I do for you, sure fella? Apparently I'm Scottish now."
I would like a tattoo.
Certainly. Do you want the regular, or do you want someone with more a bit magic in them?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Well, I have three types of tattoos. There's the regular, then there's the one where I can bestow a bit of magic or zest in you.
And finally, I can do somewhere augment you, either your body or your mind. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we hope to see you again in Doraken.